I hope works. I hope that I have enough service out here. I have no idea though. Okay. All right. Hopefully this is working. Wait, did I put this on? I guess I'll just wait a second. Okay, I have someone coming on. Okay. For a second I thought I might have made this private for a second. I was like, wait a minute. All right, guys. What's up? Hello, Kathy. I don't I don't know how well the picture is and everything, so please let me know right away how everything's coming in, sound and video. Hello, Amy. Hello, Freddie. Freddie's number 2 today. I'm going to just chill with you guys for a bit while I wait till 5 o'clock, about an hour from now, till I get to my next Cairo appointment. Hello, Barbara. Hello, Pamela. Justine. Melanie, hello. Is the sound quality and everything good? Kathy says sound is good. Jillian, hello. All right, good. Good. Because I actually don't know how I'm doing this video right now because I don't have any data left on my data plan for my cell service. So I don't know how I'm here right now because it doesn't renew until Friday, which is my birthday. Which, by the way, is going to be the only day I have my April sale this year. I forgot to let you guys know earlier what is going on with my April sale, which I have every year. From now on, so from already too late to let you know in advance, onwards, we are only going to have the April sales at the art gallery that I have my art show at. If I don't have an art show, then I'll have a month-long sale. So, to participate in that, if you're not local to me or wherever I'm having the show, I will have the gallery um, contact info, and you can contact the gallery on sale day, which is show day. On the show days, they always have everything priced cheaper. So from now on, April sale is going to be with the art gallery because I'm going to do a show every year now, and I'm focusing on that rather than on anything else. And I'm not necessarily always going to have the show on the same day. I would prefer it to be in the later part of the month and all that stuff. And so I won't have time for all of that. If that makes sense, and if that's okay, well, even if it's not okay with you, that's just the way that I'm going to do it. That's the way that I figure works best for me. That does not mean that we're not going to have the Christmas sale and the August sale. So we have 3 sales a month. Just this one will be just on one particular day, and perhaps I'll have another one on my birthday. This year we're going to have it on my birthday, which is April 25th, and whether you're in a different part of the world or not, whatever is April 25th to you is going to be the sale, and the sale is going to be on everything that I can give you is going to be 25% off everything that I have. If the gallery has it, they're not necessarily going to give you 25% off. You can try, but they'll probably say no. Or maybe they'll say yes. I don't know. I have no idea. I'd never even asked them. Maybe you know what I'll do? Is I'll let them know that I'm having this sale online to my online audience who are, too far away to come around. And perhaps if you see a painting that's framed just how you like it, they ship worldwide. So yeah, and that Marvin the Martian, lots of people like that one. Yeah. So I'll tell them. Maybe I'll go there today after Cairo. I have to go get my I got a new phone. Not a new phone, actually. Yeah, I got a new phone number with an old phone that I got fixed. Um, yeah, anyway, I got that to pick up. And so I will just go there and I'll let them know. Okay, so that's one thing. I needed this live. Just had a spinal tap and I'm stuck not being able to move for a couple hours. Spinal taps, not fun. I've had that as well. The headache sucks. So hopefully you don't get the headache. Not everyone gets it, but I definitely did at a time where I definitely could not afford to have that headache because the headache that I already had was excruciating. And so I definitely feel for you and I hope that it gets better quickly. Okay. Now, this video here, before we get too far into talking about some nonsense, I wanted to let you guys know because I've put out a couple videos. One to announce my show, where I had come across the store display where I was like, you know what would be cool here is my recent sculpture, which was a tin of sardines that I had made out of scrap wood. Uh, Oh, you had the spinal tap due to headaches? Oh my gosh, did you have an excruciating headache that they thought maybe you had meningitis or something? That's what they were thinking for me, a brain bleed or meningitis or something else I can't remember. A few other things. Luckily, I didn't have anything like that. Anyway, let's stay on track here. I made the sardine tin, and I thought just with the way that they shaped some of their they were mapping out what they were gonna do just with some paper, and I was like, this suit sucks. I was like, man, my sardine can would look great there. So I decided to record myself a video because I wasn't sure how I was gonna do my show announcement video. You know, I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna go get an outfit. Actually, this sweater, this NASA sweater. I think I may have accidentally roped myself into always having space-related outfits for my shows, which is fine, honestly. I do not mind if people think of me as the hot dogs and space guy. I don't know if I'll ever become that, but if I do, it's not a problem. That series of paintings is hilarious and fun. Anyway, the can of sardines that I had made literal days, couple days before I saw that display. And in the comments, some people are assuming that the company that made that display has stolen my idea because they hadn't hired me in the past. Now, I didn't explicitly say in the video that it was a long time ago that I went in for my interview. So what had happened is this company, they are a parent company. I don't know how you would actually describe them, but there is a company that looks after at least 2 stores that I know of, and they needed a window display artist, and I had interviewed for that position. In the video, I didn't say it happened a long time ago, but I did say once upon a time, which to me implied a long time ago because I didn't remember exactly how long ago I had that interview. I just said once upon a time I was interviewing for this position at this company. That was at least 7 years ago. And in that interview, they asked me some of my ideas. They asked me what I had thought of the position, what I thought about their company just in general, like their products they sell, and if I shop there and such and such. They sell clothes and like gadgets and stuff. I don't want to say the name because I just don't want anyone to ever just be like, oh, hey, such and such a place. Remember when you interviewed Josh? Well, you're kicking yourself now, aren't you? They're not. They don't care. They don't remember me. But I don't want anyone to defend me on my behalf. I just think it's hilarious, the coincidence that they made sardines and I made sardines, and that was not one of the ideas that I had at the time, but it's very well that it could have been one of the ideas that I had for their store maybe in the future sometime. I don't remember what my ideas were that I mentioned to them. They basically gave me some criteria. They were like, oh, hey, our next line of clothes or products or whatever is going to be XYZ. What do you think you would suggest for a store or whatever? Now, they have corporate input where corporate decides what their idea is, and then they get the artist or artists, in our case, in my case, it would have been me working in conjunction with some other designers, people who actually went to design school, and I would just be the guy who crafted the things, basically someone else's vision. But they invited more ideas from the actual crafts person. And so I gave my ideas for XYZ, whatever their idea was, whatever their line was, whatever their theme was. And like, so for example, this is not what they asked, but let's just say, for example, they're like, oh, we're going to do a, actually, you know what? Let's take a suggestion. Can someone just comment here? Renee says if you had gone to work for them, you probably not have had time to work on the Potter's house, and then we'd never know you. That's true. Does someone come up with a theme? Cheese. Okay. So Freddie says cheese. So yeah, okay. So if they were like, okay, so our next line of clothes is going to be cheese theme, that doesn't make sense, but let's just say that was the theme they wanted to go with. What I might suggest is maybe a whole wall. This is just off the top of my head. I don't know. A whole wall in. Keep in mind, it's in a window space, right? If you can imagine a store display, it's in like a little window, right? And you got a wall here, and a wall there, and a wall here, basically. And you have mannequins, you have this, you have whatever. I might suggest, based off of cheese, is that you have a whole wall, like an apartment building for mice. So you have like a little door at the bottom, right? Just a little mouse door. And then you have a whole wall that's an apartment building, or it looks like an apartment building, a facade of an apartment building. Okay? Because mice like cheese. So I would have had to think about it for a minute, and I would have been like, maybe we'll do an apartment building for mice right there. And then maybe we'll have some mannequins that are sitting down wearing the cheese clothes for some reason. And then maybe we'll make a coffee table that's made out of like it's Swiss cheese, like the quintessential cheese. And maybe the couch that the mannequins are sitting on, or maybe their chairs or whatever, are also like somehow cheese shaped, or cheese something to do with dairy. Maybe they're cow colored. How would you say that? Cow patterned, or something like that. And then you have the mannequins displaying what they're actually selling and some of the other products. Blah blah blah. I don't know exactly if that's what I would have said, but that's just being put on the spot is something that I could say. Okay. They didn't like my ideas. And they didn't necessarily say they didn't like my ideas. They just said that those ideas may not mesh with corporate's ideas, because my ideas were a little more out of the box. And they gave me several examples. And then later on in the interview, they asked if I had any questions for them. I asked how much it paid, because in the ad, it did not say how much they paid. And to be fair, the ad to begin with, it was on, I don't know, whatever, one of those sites that says, hey, we're hiring. Okay. I don't remember which site it was, and I don't even know how I found it. I think I actually Googled artist for hire, or hiring artists, or something like this. Anyways, they reached out, or no, I reached out to them through via an email saying, this is my Instagram, hire me if you want, or something like that. I said, I don't remember what I said exactly, but something like that. So I just sent them a handle to my Instagram, and then they called me back, or emailed me back, asked me to come in for an interview. I had been working out of province on a house that I mention oftentimes here on YouTube and other places. And I told them I will be there in 2 weeks. If that works for you, I will come interview. They said, great. I go and do the interview, meet them. It was 2 ladies. One was a manager of the store, I believe, and one was like a district manager or something like that. And at the store, they have their workshop in the back, and then they have a bigger workshop off-site. They have like a little workshop on-site for, I don't know, I guess maintenance, and then a bigger workshop off-site. I asked them questions about like what they have in this workshop. They said they have a circular saw. They said they had a full workshop. And then I asked them what they had. They said they had a circular saw. I'm pretty sure they meant they had a track saw, which is basically a circular saw on a track, so you can cut long straight cuts on sheet goods and the like. And I laughed at them like an idiot, kind of rude, honestly, if I'm honest, being like, that's not a full workshop. I'm like, that can work, but I would rather work out of my own workshop, which at the time was not very well outfitted too, but I at least had a table saw. Anyway, then I asked them how much it was worth, and they said it was 20 bucks. It was probably less than 20 bucks at the time. $20 would be a fair wage for certain positions, but for me, it just wasn't worth it because I made like at least 50 bucks an hour doing what I already did. And the reason why I even considered getting a job is because I was going to get audited or whatever you call. I don't know what if that's the right word. I needed to get a mortgage so I could buy a house, and to do that, they didn't like that I was self-employed. So I was like, okay, well, I'll get a job. And this is weird. You can be self-employed for years and they'll tell you to blow it out your ear, or you can be employed by a company for 3 months and you are basically uh, the best type of client that they could possibly take money from. I don't understand. But anyway, I needed to get a job. In the end, I didn't actually end up getting a job. I just ended up getting a mortgage anyway. Um, so this company said no to me. Well, in the interview, I knew they were going to say no to me, but they told me they would let me know, even though like I was literally laughing, like ha 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 ha, out loud at how bad this interview was going because I just could not stop putting my foot in my mouth. I just told them that the wage sucked, and then I was like, I tried to like walk it back a little bit, even though like it was a fruitless attempt because when you tell someone that their pay is trash, they know that you're not going to be a good employee. Um, but I was like, you know what? I might actually really enjoy this job, and it would be worth the $20 an hour or whatever it was. And I was like, I will put up with a low income and hopefully glean something from this experience and get a mortgage. And it, like I love making stuff. I especially love making stuff that is not necessarily typical, if you will. Like I was building houses. In fact, I was working on a house. I was literally lifting a house up that had rotted the foundation, had a pony wall on top of it. The whole thing had rotted. My little brother Dakota and we had to devise a plan to lift up the house by like 7 inches, build up our new wall, and then set it back down onto the foundation, all within like 2 days because there was this inspection for demolition coming. Because the house was slated for demolition, but the guy we were working for was trying to save this house because he makes these gem houses, which are basically a house that looks normal from the outside, and then on the inside are really high end. And this was like the perfect house for that sort of model. It was just this old, I think it was a 900 square foot house, a very small house. It might have even been smaller than that. And he had bought it for like $230,000. When we finished it, he sold it for $770,000 or something like this. And thanks in part to my creativeness, my actual ingenuity and skill set in the trades and all that stuff. But anyway, as fun as that project was, not all the projects are fun like that. Some of them are very boring. Renovating someone's basement, building a garage, building a kitchen. I don't really do kitchens actually. At the time, I had very little to do with custom kitchens. I would just install cabinets, which is not the same. But I didn't like doing that kind of stuff, and so I was like, you know what? I will try out this job if I get the job. But I kept screwing it up. I said that their workshop sucked. I said that their pay sucked. I said that their ideas were not good ideas. My ideas are good ideas, and I do maintain that I have good ideas. And I mean, I've been told many times that I am too I'm too full of myself when it comes to my creativity. And sure, I am, but I'm right. I am the best. I'm the best at good ideas, at fun ideas. Not I don't have all the best ideas, and there are other people who have good ideas, but I certainly have good ideas, and I have good aesthetic uh, eye, if that makes sense. And I just stand by it, even if it's not everybody's taste. It's just I know that I make cool stuff. Um, even if the execution isn't perfect or anything like that, even if my skill set doesn't match what I'm trying to do, the idea is still awesome, even if I can't execute it to perfection. Um, but anyway, that arrogance did not help me in this situation. I get an email, however long later, that says, "Thank you for interviewing with us." I don't remember exactly what they said. "Thank you for emailing with us. We have decided to go with another candidate." And then I replied, "LOL, yeah, obviously," or something like that. And I tried to find that email thread so I could include it in the short video, uh, but I couldn't find it. So I don't know if I used a different email address or if I deleted it or what, because if you have Gmail, you'll know that you have to delete things permanently because you only have so much space. And now that I communicate a lot through email, I get a lot of space taken up. So I might have just deleted it. I couldn't find it in any case. Uh, Anyways, I shit all over that, and then I didn't get hired. And then 7 years later, I made a sardine can. Uh, and Renee, thank you for interviewing. F off. That's exactly it. Um, so 7 years later, I make a sardine tin, and I happen to come across the same company who has a shape in their window that looks like a sardine can. Uh, I go and set up for the art show that I'm having. In the video, it doesn't really have everything kind of very pieced together well, maybe, but I basically am at this window shop. I go and get a change of clothes, or I just happened to put on the sweater just so you could tell that time had passed. That's what I tried to do. And then I set up the art gallery. Then I go and get something to eat. And what is there but a freaking sardine can with sardines in it? Big. And I was like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And in that first video, I actually had filmed, because I jumbled up my words and I had people looking at me and stuff, and I felt self-conscious. I actually had filmed things several times. So in that video, you'll see how the audio quality doesn't really match up. It's because I just pieced together what I thought the conversation, I wanted to get all my points across quickly so that the video wasn't so long, so that people would actually watch it and be like, oh, he's having an art show, come on down. Um, um, but that part where I say, are you kidding me? I had actually at first didn't even notice there was sardines in there. I just said, oh, this is what they're putting here. This weird oval, or not oval shape, but rectangle, like oval, not oval, rounded rectangle. And then I had looked to the left and then started saying, are you kidding me? And then so I just took that organic reaction, clipped off the front part of it because I looked like an idiot for just missing it. And then I put something else in front of it of like, hey, this is what I have, blah, 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 blah. And then I had the typing, whatever. This is just kind of insider baseball stuff. But I was so flabbergasted that they had freaking sardines, and it is just so ironic that they told me politely that my ideas may not mesh well with corporate's ideas, but I had just made something that would have been perfect for their display. A little small, but you know, the idea was there. And I just thought that that was so funny because they intentionally didn't hire me. I probably would not have been a good employee. I would have made them awesome window displays, and I would not have neglected that part of the job. I just probably would have butted heads with them creatively, and that's it. Because like they're paying me, they deserve respect, and just by virtue of being a person who I'm interacting with. They deserve respect. If you know they haven't done anything to me to warrant otherwise. So I wouldn't have been like a dickhead just for the sake of being a dickhead. But I just thought it was funny that how is this possible that they have a sardine window display? Anyway, so that's part one. Then yesterday, I think, yesterday I put out a video of a follow-up of that window display finished. So it has like the key coily of the sardine can, and then the other sardine can has like the pull tab on it, and then the mannequins have clothes on it, and then those words that were on the window, those are all put in there. You'll have to watch the videos if you want to understand it better, because it's very visual. You'll have to see it to know what I'm talking about exactly. But for those of you who have seen those videos, then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So I had everything done. And again, some of the comments are saying that like basically that this company has stolen my ideas and that I should copyright my ideas and stuff. And I appreciate that people feel this way about like you're basically sticking up for me in a sense. But no, they did not steal anything. And even if they did, I wouldn't care. Just so you know, for those types of things, that wouldn't bother me. That's fine. I never told them that I would make sardines. I didn't even know I was going to make sardines until years later. And that sculpture I had actually been meaning to make for a while. I just couldn't think of a reason to make it. So I actually ended up making that sardine sculpture for my patrons for my giveaway last month. Yeah, last month. So if you are, hey, is Martha here in the comment section? Or maybe Renee will remember. I just realized the sardines cost $1.38. Yeah, that's right. If you're in here, Martha or Renee or anyone who would remember who won the sardines, please put their name here. Hopefully they'll watch this video. If you're part of my Patreon, if you're in tier 3 or above, you get your name in the hat, we call it, where the build of the month goes to one person who has their name in the hat, and tier 3, 4, and 5 get their name in the hat just automatically. And if you don't claim it, then I give it away at the end of the year at Christmas, where it's the people who are in the chat on Patreon it's actually on December, the last day of December. Was that the 31st? That's when we do the giveaway. That we call it extra Christmas gifts or leftover Christmas gifts or something like that. Anyways, we give all those away because we actually do the draw every month at the last day of the month. And we try to make something every month. If we don't make something, then we give away a fingerprint or something else. I don't know if we've ever given away something else necessarily, but that's basically the idea. This month I haven't made anything just yet, but I still plan to. It's just finding the time is basically the thing. So if you want to be a part of that, join my Patreon. I'd appreciate it. But besides that, of course, you don't have to. That is people are saying more. Pro Memoria on Patreon. You won that sardine thing. And by the way, if you don't like the sardine sculpture, because that is kind of a niche thing, you don't have to have that. You can pick a fingerprint of your choice as well. Yeah. Okay, so that's basically what I wanted to clear up, because in that second video I also I actually had forgotten to say that I did that interview 7 years ago, and it's just a coincidence that I made a sculpture at the same time that they were displaying similar sculpture type installation pieces. They actually would have probably thought of that idea. They probably workshopped that idea before I made my sardine sculpture. So if anything came to be an issue, they'd be like, well, we thought of this back in Nam, and you made this a couple days ago uh, on a whim. Yeah, they didn't steal anything. So I just want everyone to know that they didn't steal no idea, and they haven't. I don't remember what my ideas were at the time, but I don't think they have any care to take any of my ideas. Um, yeah, they don't even. There's. It's very unlikely that they remember me, and it's even unlikely that the people who interviewed me even work for that company anymore. I don't know for sure, but yeah, I don't even remember what they look like. That store uh, is the old location, the first location of Sterling Gallery, and that store that is in there now was in a different location of the mall when I interviewed too. So it's like a lot has changed. But I appreciate everybody's concern. Did you pitch them your keys idea? I imagine you go to the mall next month and they have thousands of keys on this. Dude, that would be hilarious. No, I have not. I don't. I've only told you guys that. Uh, yeah, yeah. Anyway, what time is it? 4:30 a. Okay, I still have some time. Yeah. Yeah. I just wanted to let you guys know that that's that. But how are you guys doing? I'm just sitting out here. There's this lady here with two slushies, smoking a cigarette. It's a nice warm day out today, actually. It snowed last night, which is kind of nuts, but it's basically all melted now. I think it's only showing in the shade. I actually don't see any snow here. But earlier today, before I left, there was definitely snow. Chris! What's going on, Chris? Chris was one of the... Oh, no, never mind. That was a... Well, that guy got curb rash on his car. It's not just women who do that, apparently. He just curb rashed his wheel on that curb over there. And he didn't even stop. He just let it keep happening. Chris won one of the 12 Days of Christmas giveaways, but he never sent us his address, so he never received them. What a bummer. Weather better there? Here in Saskatoon, it's supposed to be nice starting tomorrow. It's pretty nice. It's like not very warm. Like I have the window down, right? Because it's warm enough for that, but it's not like hot. Like I'm wearing a hoodie. If I was working, like moving around, it'd be nice. But it's not hot yet. Well, by the end of the week, apparently it's going to be in the 20s, 20 Celsius. Yeah. Because you felt bad. Why would you feel bad? I don't understand. You know, when I do those giveaways, it's because I want to do them, not because I think I have to do them. I want to do them. It's too late now, though, so I guess now I feel bad. Double fisting slushies and smoking at the same time. Impressive and gross. Well, she's still smoking. Oh, oh, I think she's vaping, actually. For a second, I was going to say, oh, actually, that's a chocolate bar, but then she blew smoke out of the chocolate bar. So, I'm pretty sure she's just vaping. Which some folks say is worse than cigarettes. I don't think it is, but maybe it is. I don't know. She's got that purple vape, grape, and she's got that grape slush. Actually, she's got a suicide slush, or probably they don't call it that anymore. So when you put all the flavors in, what's another word for that? They probably call it something else these days. But when I was a kid, that's what you'd call it. It's probably also regional. Blurting, not blurring. Oh, for blurting out answers that. Oh, that's why you felt bad. That is annoying when people do that. I actually really hate when people do that because it ruins the game for other folks. But it's very passive. I don't think about it after it's happened. Jillian won one of the Christmas giveaways. Oh, that's cool. What did you win? I forget. Snowmold has me hating life, says Amy. Oh, yeah. Say grape vape 3 times fast. Grape vape, grape vape, grape vape. Swamp water. Ah, swamp water. Yeah, I've heard it called swamp water as well. Hello, Karen. We need rain here because there's a big brush fire burning way too close to town. It's on day 5. Oh, dang. That sucks. Karen, your owl sculpture. I have not forgotten about it in the least. I am having a heck of a time sourcing the slag that I wanted to make that sculpture out of. For some reason, I just can't get it. It used to be so easy to get, but now people, I think because the price of steel has gone so high, no one gives it away anymore. They hoard it for scrap weight, and that sucks. So don't worry, I've not forgotten about it. I know no one wants to wait so long for their sculptures, but I don't have a torch, so I can't make my own. And yeah, that sucks. Grassfire burned down buildings at Ukrainian museum near Josh. Oh shit. Could also have been people who wanted to burn it down on purpose. I bought a big Turk not long after anyways. Ah, there you go. There you go. Those are one of the worst chocolate bars that has ever been made. It's like, oh man, I don't get it at all. Oh, guys, okay, if you ever go to West Hampton Mall, okay, and tell them that I sent you, they won't remember my name probably. They won't know who you're talking about, but tell them anyway. Just be like, Josh told me you guys have the best milkshakes. And if they go, oh, I don't know who that is, be like the guy who doesn't like green bananas. Okay? Unfortunately, I had to throw one of the milkshakes away because they made it with green bananas and it was just giving me awful cotton mouth. And I was like, how can I swallow this? It's like giving me an allergic reaction or something. Just made my throat all like not itchy or anything. Not an actual allergic reaction. But man, green bananas are hard to eat. Anyways, I always get this strawberry banana milkshake. And they make it with real bananas and real strawberries. And then also ice cream and some other stuff. I don't know. Anyways, it's called Swirlies, and it's in West Hampton Mall. It's by entrance 2. It's right by the ship. Okay? They're kind of expensive. Actually, I would say quite expensive. They're $11.50, which is way too much money for a milkshake. They should be like $8. And that's expensive for a milkshake too, but that seems to be the going rate. But maybe for the extra goodness that they are, because they use real fruit. Maybe that's why it costs extra. Anyway, yesterday I got a cookies and cream one. I didn't really like it though. Or I shouldn't say I didn't like it. I definitely did like it. But it wasn't to the same caliber. Because like I don't know how they make it. I didn't actually watch this time, but I could get that cookies and cream milkshake anywhere else for less money. But man, that strawberry banana one, frick, so good. So good. So if you're ever in West End Mall, go to Swirlies, be like, let me get that strawberry banana with fresh banana, fresh strawberry. Delicious. The Simpson car salesman small print. What's that? I'm not in a rush. I'm busy looking for someone to do renovations to my basement. Do you know anyone, LOL? Do you want me to do your renovations? I feel like that might be expensive because you don't live near me. So the living expense would... Do you want something cool? Because then I would definitely find a way to do it. I forget where you live. Toronto somewhere, I think. Better yet, anywhere to go, just tell them Josh sent you. If they don't know who he is, just say the guy who doesn't like green bananas. Yeah, yeah, just anywhere. No matter where you are in the world. If you're in, I was gonna say Thailand, but what would you get in Thailand? I don't even know why that came to my mind. Maybe because there's this, what does that say? Oriental Noodle House. Second Bowl. Oriental Noodle House. They weren't allowed to say Oriental anymore. Maybe because that's right there. That made me think of Thailand for some reason. Yeah, I don't know what you'd get there. I know you can get there. Don't tell them that I sent you to that, though. Yeah, the guy who doesn't like green bananas. Like, oh, yeah. But if you're in Botswana, I have no idea what's there. And you get the roast duck. Yeah, tell them Josh sent you. Wonder if they'd ship to UK. Who is that? They would, probably. I recently ordered flowers from 3Bs and they're awesome. Told them you recommended them. Nice! Feed crazy. Wait, where do you live? Are you local or local-ish? Or do you live like far away? Yeah, if you ever order from any of my friends, let them know that you know that about them because of me. That'll make them feel good. But thank you for ordering from them. Hello, Ronnie. Hey, Ronnie. Speaking of Patreon, Ronnie is a patron, and he is a tier 5 patron. And if you go in there and see what a tier 5 is, you'll know that you'll want to be just like Ron. No, in Ontario, but your sister is in Stony. Okay. Botswana, I think that's where Nicola is. Okay, so that's where I get my Tesla coils from. Yeah, and if you go to Botswana and you want to get like a Tesla coil, or I don't know, want to fall in love with a bird or something, tell them that Josh sent you. And if they're like, who's Josh? Be like, the guy who doesn't like green bananas. That might make them a little more confused than clear, but that's okay. Speaking of Patreon, thank you, Renee, for sharing that. Yeah, by the way, I don't shout out my Patreon that much because I think it's annoying when people do that in every single video. However, I do have it linked in, maybe not in every video, but in most videos I'll have it linked in the description. Most vlogs, I would say at least. It'll be in there. So if you ever want to just check it out, please do. It helps a lot. Dawn is in Sturgeon Falls. There's a river here called the Sturgeon River, and it runs through this town I'm in. I'm in St. Albert. It's a very lazy river. I kayak it every so often. It's pretty nice. It's very narrow and very shallow, but it's very long. Actually, you know what? I don't know how long it is. For the size that it is, like you can jump over it in parts. For the size that it is, you would think that it wouldn't be so long, but it's pretty long. You could probably look it up. It's probably longer than I think. Green banana bread. Oh, let me tell you, the banana bread that was on my show was terrible. Terrible. So if you missed my art show, don't worry. That banana bread sucked. I was very disappointed. I didn't have to pay for it. I got it from my friends there who has a bakery. I'll omit their name, but you know who I'm talking about. And I was like, hey, who made the banana bread? Because it was terrible. And they were like, oh, that was so-and-so. Yeah, she doesn't work for us anymore. And I was like, oh. Does she not taste any of the stuff that she makes? Because it sucked. I got 2 loaves from them. I had to throw one away. I was like, what? I was so disappointed. I was so disappointed. Next year will be better. Yeah, what a waste. I'm pretty sure they made them out of barely yellow bananas. There wasn't any cottonmouth reaction, but like just it was so dry. It's like they were like, you know what? Let's not put any bananas in it, and we'll just spray it with banana scent after. We'll just make dry bread. This van is right-hand drive. Mitsubishi. That's kind of fun. What time is it here? 4:52? Well, I should probably go. What is that? Should have used your recipe. Yeah, well, last year, like when you were here, that banana bread, even though it was in muffins instead of loaves, was good. And like I got them to experiment. I said, okay, make a couple different types of banana bread. And I like those. What I don't like about muffin ones is that they're not as moist on the inside as a loaf is. So I was like, you know what, this year, let's make loaves. No, it sucked. But the cake was freaking delicious. And then so they asked, like, how was the cake? I was like, oh, the cake was great. And they're like, yeah. She made the cake. Their employee that they don't have anymore made the banana bread. And she's like, I should see what other stuff she's made. But yeah, anyway. I'm glad your sardines were not stolen in concept or physically. Oh yeah, no, they were not. I'm booking my vacation for 2026 tomorrow. Do you know when your show is next year? It will be in April, but I do not know when. It'll be in the later part of the month. It'll be probably in the last or second to last weekend of the month, but I don't know for sure. Yeah. Yeah. All right, guys. I'm going to go. I have a few vlogs that are coming out. I'm going to do the rock vlog where I show the rocks that I made. Or I didn't make, sorry, that I collected. So I'm gonna go over those. I don't know how I'm gonna do it just because Ken's not here, but in part of that video, Ken will be in the video because I filmed some stuff already, and that'll show like the size of the nugget that I got. It'll show all the other gold that we got, what we're gonna do with the gold, and then obviously show all the stones, including the jade, which actually I don't even think in the No Rush series I said that I got any jade. So in that video I'll go over that I was given some jade from Phil's wife. Yeah, and then after that I'm off to California, which was like last year already. That's where I got this truck. Actually, I got it in Oregon. Yeah, I got it in Oregon. But yeah, isn't this a sick truck? And then I have a couple vlogs. They might be renovation vlogs or something like that. And then it'll be the Ashley's camper trailer videos. And I know some people, many people are looking forward to that being completed. Unfortunately, we're probably not going to paint it. Maybe we'll wait another 100 vlogs before we paint it. I don't know. Maybe we'll be able to, maybe we won't. I'm not sure. But anyways, we're going to try to finish up that trailer, the inside and all that. Now that all like the dirty repair work is done, we'll be able to finish that up relatively quickly. It'll be like the interior stuff, some of the aesthetic stuff, the wheels and all that sort of jazz. So that'll be what's next on the agenda. I don't know if I'm going to do very many, like I don't know how many I did first time. I don't know how many I'm gonna do, but then after that, it'll be random vlogs again. All right, guys, have a good evening, or afternoon, or morning, whatever you're up to. I'll see you guys later. Have a good time. Oh, come on. I'm trying to be smooth here.